There were 3 big tender engines on the North Western Railway: Gordon, Henry, and James. In the last couple of weeks, they had been difficult, to say the least. They were refusing to do menial jobs such as shunting their trains, because Knapford didn't have a designated pilot. After all, Tiffany had gallivanted off to the Farquhar branch. In retaliation, the bigger engines had gone on strike, refusing to come out of their sheds because they believed that they were too important for shunting.
Well, gentlemen, here we are. Again.
Oh, when can we leave? I'm dreading going along with this idea.
Are you serious? I thought you liked the idea of rebelling against the railway because Fat Hat wouldn't adhere to our demands.
That still doesn't give us the right to be rude to him and the other engines.
First of all, Edward is slow and outdated. I'm surprised he hasn't broken down yet at his age.
God, right now, you're sounding like 98462.
I am not!
Then, out of the corner of the sheds, stood Sir Topham Hatt. He looked very unhappy.
Enough! I've had it with your remarks, and in particular to my engines. While your means of going on strike were originally justified and reasonable, now you are just being childish.
But sir, may I?
You may not. While being stuck in the sheds, Edward and Tiffany have been forced to do all of the work around here. They are exhausted and have been run ragged to the ground. If your childish tendencies do not improve, I will be forced to make other arrangements. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I'm in the process of getting a new pilot, so once they arrive, I do not want to hear any more of this tender engines don't shunt business. Your engines are my railway, and for every job I assign you, I expect the jobs to be completed with the utmost professionalism.
Yes, sir. May I come out of the sheds? I'm sorry for my behavior. I just let this stupid bastard drag me along.
Why, certainly. Edward will be in the yards organising your trains. You will meet him there.
James smiled at Sir Topham Hatt as he puffed away sullenly to the yards.
Now, what about you two? Will you be returning to work?
I will, sir. I've missed pulling goods trains.
Ah, Henry indeed. You can return to service and meet Edward at the yards. He'll tell you everything.
Thank you, sir.
Henry smirked at Gordon as he slowly puffed out of the sheds, heading to the yards.
Gordon, what about you?
No.
Excuse me?
I said no, Topham. I will not be reduced to such menial jobs like a tank engine. I can't be seen shunting trucks and coaches. It's beneath me.
Alright. Once you stop acting like a child, you can come and see me. Good day.
Good day to you too, sir.
Sir Topham Hatt turned on his heel and drove off in his car. Meanwhile, in the Knapford shunting yards, Edward was organising some trucks into a small train, so Tiffany could take them down to Aylesbridge. He was quite surprised to see Henry and James roll in.
Sick of the strike already?
I guess we realised that was quite foolish to follow along with Gordon's plan.
And we're sorry for being rude.
I knew you'd come to your senses eventually. Now at the station there are 2 trains. On platform 2, James, you've got an express train to Vickerstown. And on platform 1, Henry, you've got a stopping goods service to Kildane.
Okay then, we'll be on our way. And Edward, thank you for all the service you've done around here while we've been on strike.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Happy to help.
Henry and James smiled at Edward, and they puffed away. Edward looked at Tiffany, who was in the yards as well.
Oh, that's a surprise. They came to their senses.
Well, I knew they were going to come to their senses eventually. But I can imagine Gordon being more stubborn. He's always like that.
But I think we do need another shunter around here. Don't you think?
So Topham Hatt came up to the engines.
Ah, good morning, engines.
Good morning, sir. I see Henry and James have gotten back to work.
Yes, indeed. I just took some sense into them, and it seems like they were just following along with Gordon's plan.
Is he still in the sheds?
Refusing to come out.
Doesn't surprise me at all. But, sir, I'm tired of shunting. I want to pull trains again. When will you be getting another shunter, sir?
Soon, Edward. I just have to.
Sir! Sir!
Adrian, what is it?
The harbour master just called your office. She said there's a strange delivery at the harbour. You must attend to it.
Strange. Did you order anything, sir?
I don't think so.
So Topham Hatt hopped aboard Edward's cab as they headed to the harbour. They soon stopped as they saw a tank engine in front of them.
Where on earth did this engine come from?
I'm not sure.
Hi, is this the Northwestern Railway?
Yes, it is. And who are you?
I'm your new tank engine.
I didn't order one, but...
Sir, this could be a blessing in disguise. There could be a saving grace to our railway.
Ah, yes. Well, what's your name, little one?
Penelope, sir.
Well then, Tiffany, show Penelope around the yard. It's time they got to work.
Yes, sir. Come on, Penelope. Let me show you the way.
All right. It was nice meeting you.
Penelope smiled at Sir Topham Hatt as she left the harbour yard, following Tiffany. The controller turned on his heel and sighed.
Sir, you're right.
It's peculiar, Edward, how she got here.
What?
Penelope, how she got here. I hadn't even contacted the workshop to get a tank engine.
Sir, I wouldn't think too much about it. It's a blessing in disguise, I'd say.
Alright then. Edward, take me back to my office. I've got some files to sort.
Hop on board, sir.
Edward puffed away back to Knapford. Meanwhile, at the shunting yards, Tiffany was teaching Penelope how to shunt coaches, trucks and vans around the yard.
So, did you have an old railway?
Well, not exactly. I was owned privately on an industrial estate south of Wales and enjoyed shunting trains and the like, but eventually they established a bigger industrial steelworks east of us and they took most of our traffic. So eventually we closed. And my manager heard about your predicament and sent me here.
Wow. What was it like?
Well, it was nice. The location where my estate was located was pretty too. Close to the sea and surrounded by nature and trees. At times, it felt quite peaceful.
Well, I'm glad.
Then Sir Topham Hatt walked off to Penelope with papers in his hand.
Ah, Penelope, how are you getting on?
Excellent, sir. Tiffany's a great teacher.
Ah, fantastic to hear. Now, I've managed to get your records from your previous manager.
Oh, you have?
Yes, he was quite detailed in the reports of several mishaps you had and your repairs. I must say, for an engine of your caliber, you've proven your worth to me. I've never seen the yard so clean and tidy.
I agree. She's done a fine job with the rolling stock.
Now, Penelope, I was apprehensive about your supposed arrival here. I was sure that I had been given a crap locomotive, as it has happened before. But looking at your records and the state of this yard, I must say that I'm impressed. Keep it up.
The controller finished, turning on his heel and leaving the yards. Penelope smiled at Tiffany, now ensuring that she has a place on the North Western Railway.